Well, hello lovely people, it's Ginger here and welcome back to another sketchbook video. I'm not really going to call it sketching, well I suppose it is sketching, painting. I am at the allotment, as you can see. Let me show you. There's the allotment. And I have with me, this is one of the Arteza watercolour pads. This is the 5" by 7" one, so that's it there. And I'm just going to do a very quick gouache painting. While I'm down here, I've got the Himi gouache beside me. Where is it? Here it is. Let me pick this up. There. And some water on the floor next to me down there in the bottle. And yeah, I just thought, do you know what? It'd be nice just to sit and just do a little bit of painting. It's a bit noisy. The road traffic through the village, for some odd reason, is horrendous this morning. Ideally, I would like to move my water up to here, but the only problem with that is I'm terrified that what I'll probably do is knock it over. Give me a water. Let's pop you there and see. Right, let's get started. Kind of looking at the sort of colours we've got here. We've got a few nice bases to kind of work with. It's not very green at the moment. It's all very muted. What is going on here? Like, not really getting very wet, this paintbrush. So I could just do this section here, just in front of me. We know it does kind of come this way towards me. And we've got the pedestal there. This side's a bit more straight because I'm on a bit of an angle to it. And then obviously it goes that way. Oh! Attacked by the local wildlife. Just, yeah, that works. Just keeping this layer light so that I can kind of work with what we've got. So we got the grass there. Oh, I've gone over where I want to paint the pedestal, but never mind. I can put that back in. That kind of stops here. And it does actually continue past the pedestal. So if I paint it in, I'll paint the pedestal over the top, it'll be fine. And then stops there and goes that way again. And this actually goes off into the distance. Oh, actually it goes more that way, doesn't it? Can't really see a lot of it. That actually continues that way, so I'm going to put that in because you'll see bits of it anyway. Same with there, same here. Same going that way. Yeah, that'll do. Right, let's get some colour down for this pedestal. It's kind of like a lit gold colour. So we'll do the darker gold first. And how dry is the green? Oh God, how have I got water on that already? And an insect. Oops. So the pedestal's here. It's kind of like that there. It does actually come over the top of that. I don't think it's quite centred in the path. I think that doesn't help. We'll just stop it there. That's good. And while we've got this gold, we've got this little fence border along here, so we'll get that in. It just kind of appears and disappears amongst the grasses, but I'm going to put some of the grass over the top, so I'm not too fussed with how that's looking, where it's going. We don't have anything on that side. It's just a very dark brown. Just more like this colour. Let's see. Almost knocked the bottle over. Knew I would. I'm just waiting for that to happen. Oh yeah, let's add some water to that. Morning, Dave. This does actually come in a corner there, so we better do that. Pick up some of this from here, so I can include it over here. The border behind is a different plot, and their border is longer. It sits more like that. Same there. Actually, that's better. Right, let's do the top. It is a dark grey. It's actually a piece of black slate, but it will look grey on the top. So we'll do the grey. We'll do the warm grey. Yep. Needs to come down to get more of that round shape, but that's fine. Anywhere else with this grey? Not really, no. Right, let's start painting in a few other bits and pieces in these borders. We've got this beautiful red raised bed here, which is just wood. It's a kind of orangey red though, so, but also mixed with a little bit of this brown. I'll try that. It's going to be quite a strong colour, I reckon, once I get it down. Oh, and all my trousers. So where is it? It's about here. Yeah, that's a good colour. It goes along. It's black at the top, so I'm not really fussed. The rest of that's kind of black. There's a lot of leaves all over the floor at the moment because the two big lime trees are going into autumn. So they're shedding all over the place. Right, let's put the black in. I never remember which one of these is my black. Is that the black? No, that's the green. That's the black. Right, let's put this in. In fact, we'll put the dot in first. On the edge of this. And then the black top to this. The line comes down. do some really thin lines across. And then I'm just going to kind of splurge things. It's because there's lots of different colours in the soil, but it is quite dark. They've been using a lot of border filler at the moment. Well, not at the moment, but previously. So we're just going to fill that in. That'll just help give us a bit of texture on the soil. The same actually here. I think I'm going to amend that and put some of that green back in. Give me a water. And where's my green? There it is. So here, just going to get some of that green back in there. And now I'm just going to just little bits like this. Moving that border with that going up that way. I mean, this is the same colour, it's just that it's just slightly thicker. And I'll be putting a few other different greens and bits and pieces on here so that we've got a little bit of texture. I don't really want to do the leaves. It wouldn't make sense. And you can do that when you're painting like this. You know, you can go, right, visually, that's not going to make any sense, so I'm not going to do that. Just put that back in there. And that in there. Might as well do that. It does kind of go that way. Right, should we start putting some plants in? We'll do the stems and stalks first. I could do the apple trees first, actually. What are we thinking then? Let's do the cane first. The canes are actually paler, so we'll use this colour. And then the canes come up here, yeah. You barely see them, but that doesn't matter. You can barely see them anyway. There's one in each corner. And they've all got little apple trees on. I suspect they're dwarf apple trees. And while I'm here, I can put a little bit of detail into this. Not much, but just a little bit. Just got a line there, and that goes backwards, and then another line there. So you won't see a lot of it, but that's fine. And I'm just going to use this to lighten the grey as well while I'm here. Like that. Okay, so we've got our canes. Picked up a little bit of grey there, but that doesn't matter. We've also got some hoops in this border thing here. Like that. I don't know what they are. Can't really see them with all the vegetation. I'm not going to say because I don't think there's really much veg left in the border. We're all just starting to clear out now. Right, now I need a slightly darker brown for all the stems of the things in this border here. So we'll go back to our darker brown. And we'll start kind of just putting those in. This is going to be more of a kind of just flicking them up. Yeah. So just very lightly touching the tip of the brush to the page. Got them in like little bundles and groups. I know that the one on the end is it white berries? White currants, that's what it is. There's a bit more. Oh, that's what I could have done. I could have done with doing this. I missed the giant cane in that one. I'll have to go back and do that. Once I've kind of done all these. I am making some of this up in case you wondered, just because I want to fill this in a wee bit more than it is. We'll get on with these where we've got stem going up. The first one is just curving over on itself, like that. The back one is a bit taller. That comes right up here and kind of droops like that. I know this is not accurate. It's not supposed to be. Same with this front one, actually. This front one's quite tall. It comes down into the ground, and then got a couple of branches up. And the back one's again another really curved one. It's not really until you sit here and look at it that you think, actually, that must have been deliberate, right? More than likely. And then while I'm here, we're going to darken this back border. And the same with this one. And the same with this one. This one's got a weird little fence section behind it, so we'll just pop it in and then do the fence over the top. Just put a little bit further back than that. Can't really see this one very much, not because of the greenhouse. So you can see the greenhouse up there. So I might as well put that in, actually. So we'll do the grey frame first, I think, and then we can work out windows and stuff. So this, yeah, it's got a bit windy again. I don't know what's going on there. So actually, I'll make that a bit straighter. And then it comes across. I'm not very good with straight lines. My hands are really cold as well, actually, at the moment. It's a bit cold today. Yeah, and I know I can't see it because that comes up past it, but it is what it is. I don't want to be too exact with this. Just pointless when you do that. Remember, this is just about exploring and having fun. This one's got like a wee window in it, hasn't it? Yeah, there. With a little arm and two eyes. If you're wondering about the noise in the background that sound like gunshots, it is gunshots. There is a shooting range at the Dunkeld House Hotel. And there's clay shooting there. So, tend to be a lot of that goes on. So that's the greenhouse. Right. We'll get the windows in because I've got a bit of plantage to put in and I want to put it in front of it, but so I want to get the windows in first. So I'll just use a really pale grey. How am I splatting water? I actually don't know. Just kept that really wet, which is fine. La, like that. Right. Now I need to get on with the plants that are here. I'll just pick a different green. I want to do the darker greens first. There's also little yellow flowers. I'm pretty sure that's a weed growing in there. But we won't question that. So let's use more of a moss green, I think, for what we want to do here. Because we're going to put some lighter stuff over the top. Some of this actually comes up quite far, so we'll do that. I'm now getting leaves rained on me, which is totally fun. Some bigger leaves here. Don't know what those are. And some stuff that comes out there. And then there's also the leaves on the apple trees, which they actually still have a fair bit of leaves. So I'm just kind of splodging some on because actually they're kind of very spaced out. They're not very... yeah, they're not very close together. Yeah, got little bits of dark here and there. Especially around the pedestal thing here in the middle. It's not even a bird bath, so I'm not really sure what its purpose is here. But we'll just put the odd occasional, just little bits here and there. Some especially around edges where the borders are. Yeah, I haven't done the border on that one, have I? Oops. All the plants in this border have got a lot more paler leaves. I think most of them are currant bushes. How are we looking, people? That's better. Right, I want to get a little bit of the pale grey on the pedestal. So, except I've thrown it off my lap and onto the floor. Come here. Oh, we've acquired a bug. Excuse me. Thank you. We don't want to paint that on there, do we? Nope. Right, what are we doing? A little bit of grey. There's also bits of tree in here. Great. Was it they say always be one with nature? I'd be happier when I'm not one with nature. Just marking out where there's little lighter bits. and that flower thing in the middle. And then a light bit across there. It'll dry lighter, that's the fun part of that. Right, and then while I'm here, let's put in the fence line at the back that's around the other border, and also the other a missing edge on this one, but we'll keep this one paler because we're going to do that. And just add the other colour in over the top, which is good. Put it there, and then it kind of forms like a line like that. And then it's got little bits of a bit across the bottom. Can't really see that very well. It will dry a little bit lighter, and then maybe it will show up a bit better. But you can just about see that in there. And it has another one further up as well, which goes along there. Oh yes, my lines are so wonderfully straight. Like that. Right, let's get these lighter colours in. Or do I want to go for the leeks? Let's do the leeks first, I think, because some of these might go over the top. Oh, I've just dropped water on that. Off you get. Thank you. Right, let's find... Oh, there you go. See, I said I would knock the water over. Sit. I need a better bench. Right, these leeks, they're actually a mixture of kind of like a blue-green. They have a really pale silvery green where the sunlight hits them. So I'm going to do the darker colour first, and then we can do the lighter one over the top. So it's behind this pedestal here. And they just kind of come up like that and then down. Like that. So we'll need to let that dry. And while I'm here, I can do this weird plant that's in front of this here. It's like lots of little leaves, little flowers. Well, not little flowers. Oh no, it has white flowers, yeah. It actually comes quite far down. And it kind of goes around that corner actually as well. Like that. Cool. Right. Wash this out. Pick up our mid-green. I don't want our bright green. So we'll use our mid-green that we used for the grass. It's a nice kind of good middle of the ground colour. Quite a lot of leaves actually. So I think I'm just going to have to dab. And this comes all the way down here, and then there's a darker plant at the front there. And then while I'm here, actually, I can get some of this in over the top of the darker colour. Which I think will look nice. Now, there is apples on 2 of these trees. I can do the ones at the front, but the ones at the back I think could be too hard to see. But they're gorgeous, kind of a light green colour and a red. So we'll do that, as I was planning on heading in that direction anyway. So, we'll use the really lime green colour, which could be interesting. This is going to be very bright compared to everything else, but that's fine. And we just want to do little round, just little round blobs. They're clustered quite close together, which they tend to do on these sort of dwarf apple trees. So, like that. And then while I'm at it, I can add some of this in. It's quite watered down, so it won't show too much, but that's kind of what I want. Just for this bit over here. That's better. Right. Deal with these leeks. We're going to use this mint green colour that's here, just to give us that kind of silvery look. I don't know how well this will work, but we'll see. This might be too light, but it's kind of the colour I've got, and that's what I'm working with. A lot of this is kind of like that. Oh, actually, that doesn't look too bad. I'm a bit happy with that. Is this colour evident anywhere else? Not really. You could say these little flowers are more of a mint. But because this isn't very strong, I'm not sure it's going to really give me a decent colour there. Right, I need this green here. This should give me fairly vibrant green for the rest of these leaves here. Or not. Are you too wet? Do I need to mix you a bit more? I think you maybe add a bit more water to that. I tend to find with the Himi Gouache, that some of the colours are really quite opaque and some of them are not. And that can sometimes leave you with problems. You can't really see that colour at all against the rest of everything that's going on. I might have to maybe mix it with a little bit more with some of the other colours, but in the meantime we'll add this into our grass. So we're getting plenty of different colours and textures going on. Yeah, that sort of works. Right, let's get a lighter colour for these plants here. We're just going to go for one of our bright greens. Now this is going to be way too bright green, but actually I don't mind. Especially as I'm dabbing it, so therefore it's kind of mixing in with the other greens that are there. This one here is the white currant. It's got a lot more lighter stuff on it. Just add a bit more lighter there, and just a little bit to these apple trees. Just not quite. I probably should put a better selection of greens in, but I don't. Right, let's get the yellow flowers in. I don't want to do too much more because I want to keep this quite simple. So we'll use this bright yellow. It's a bit dry, so I'm going to need to really work it. Right, let's see. This is going to allow me to dot. Not quite like I want. It's giving me some. Actually add it to this where it's a bit lighter in some places. Can we add some to the rest a little bit? Grass is just so many different colours. It's the nice thing about it. Right. Do you know what? I think that's all I really want to do. I don't want to overdo it. But it's a cute little painting from down at the allotment. The allotment's huge, and I could move further down. We've got another bench with a whole load of flowers down the other end that are still flowering at this point. Even the sunflowers are starting to go over now, so it's almost properly autumn. But there we go for today. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed that, and I will see you all soon for another one.